how do we encourage private sector organizations to take time out, to promote and engage young females to stick with STEM subjects?
Yes, so they, for example, Microsoft, they're I don't particularly agree with calling it a CSR, because it's a business case for companies to have diversity on the table. However, even if it is seen as, whatever philanthropy or CSR, there are quite a lot initiatives from private sector, for example, Microsoft, where they are trying to come up with specific resources and programs for girls. So it is like sustainability. It is a business case for them. If they want to have those, diversity brings more innovation, it brings more meaningful, more impact and comes up with more inclusive strategies and technologies. So it's a business case for them. So until we keep on telling that it is a business case for women, they might not be interested, but actually it's a business case for the private sector to work with the different actors.
I can totally see that for very large corporations, that's part of their kind of company culture. It's part of their mission. But smaller, small, medium-sized companies probably struggle much more. And I've heard that before, to actually dedicating that time. So I do really wonder how we can, bring smaller companies on board as well. So that's probably quite a challenge. I don't know if you have any answer to that, but
Yes, well, it's then again, it's the question of like if with different successful tech women entrepreneurs, for example, they are keen to see that pipeline. They also want to see other girls and women flourishing, and it works both ways. So it's about how, if somebody has been successful, if they want to impart whatever they want to share their own journey. So and if that can come into as a solution, or of course the society as a whole, the bigger enterprises. But I have seen a lot of SMEs and a lot of young women entrepreneurs taking time to come and talk about their own journeys, and it leaves a long lasting impact also on young minds who learn something from their journey, because it is not just about being successful, it's also about the journey, which is more important, I believe, for young minds, for girls, to kind of know that, well, this person has been through the same journey and learn from their own success as well as failures. And I have seen a lot of SMEs and startups coming in, just because they're passionate about seeing more girls and women succeeding.
Thank you. I think, Lucy, I want to come to you, because I do think with your amazing initiative for the primary engineers, you might have some kind of experience with this as well, because you've shown, you've got so many partners. So how do you do this?
I'd love to claim it was my initiative, but it wasn't. I came on board, but yes. And sometimes it's just about asking for the small things. So for things like the interviews that we do in all of the schools with an engineer, you might only want an hour of somebody's time. So, even in an SME, actually finding that hour, and particularly now everybody's got so used to working in this remote environment and doing it via Teams, you can beam in from anywhere. So sometimes it is about that small ask, and also getting those SMEs together as a collective to work, so that they are seeing the benefits from, diversity through working with different partners. But that can be really, really effective in bringing them together for things like judging days, and then they're sharing the load rather than trying to do it all by themselves. So I think there are lots of different ways in which it can be done.
Yeah, I can imagine also this being able to be sold as networking, business networking among, so, picking up talent, obviously.
Absolutely. But, for some of the smaller companies, SMEs, then to be in the same room as somebody from McLaren or from Siemens, those are opportunities that they don't necessarily get very often either. So then they're getting some real value back from it. And we also found that in the interaction with SMEs, sometimes with the education teams from higher education institutes, they're also buying into that kind of research and development capability and being able to trade off ideas there. So sometimes they also do come out of it having really benefited. There's a value added.
It was from Annie. Annie said,